We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is, from the Hellfire sauce company, we have the Tangerine Hell, which was the old title. And we have the Angry Orange, which is the new title. And you can see they are identical sauces, all the way down to the ingredient list. Is the panels the same? I have not looked at that yet. Whoa, it's different. Okay, let's see. So we have here, let's see, what does this one say? This is a sweet, fresh, bright, citrusy sauce. We've combined 10 different fruits with the heat of the Carolina Reaper to create this amazing sauce. This is sure to brighten up any meal. Okay. What do we got here? I hate the font on these labels. This is so annoying. We've created a sauce with flavor to match the wonderful citrus aroma released when you slice open a fresh super hot Carolina Reaper. Sweets. Okay, so more or less the same thing. Ingredient panels are the same. That I already looked at. And these are garbage. I really dislike the ingredient panels. Okay, so start with Reaper, then cherries, then tangerines, then I'm not gonna read through this all. I'm just gonna pause the screen if you guys are really interested in this, or you can go to somewhere to buy it that has all this online, but this is just annoying. So I don't understand, I guess, what was the point of this? This is a collector's item now, according to the company. The Tangerine Hell. I didn't open it because it's duplicate sauces. There's not really a reason to have two of the exact same sauce open, I don't think. And I don't... So when I first opened this, it was just basically just like a Reaper puree, and that was about it. And it didn't strike me as there was enough either tangerine orange flavor. I don't know. Is it the character? Like Tangerine Hell is almost meaningless. Angry Orange, I guess, sort of invokes Annoying Orange and Agent Orange. And maybe the character is an Angry Orange. Maybe that was the whole point of this. I really am not clear. I mean, the background is I guess supposed to be the Tangerine Hell. I'm so baffled by that. I will say though, this is a sauce that has certainly grown on me over time. The cherry, I'm not a fan of cherries. I rarely eat cherries, like ever, including cherry pie. It's just not my thing. I've never liked it, but I will say that cherry pairs very well with the Mighty Reaper. And I can't say that there is necessarily a strong orange flavor to this. Honestly, I think the orange is kind of in the background. I gotta see what the other, whoa. I just want to take a look here at what the other, so there's pineapple. It's a vague citrusy sort of sweetness. There's a pear in there. What else? I'm not going to count to see if there's 20 fruits. I'm just kind of curious to see what's showing up here. So to me, so the two more, the by far still the most dominant flavor is the Mighty Mighty Reaper, followed by the sort of sweet cherry undertones. And then there's a vague sort of citrusy, I guess, element to it in the background. It's not very prominent though, I don't think. Like certainly I wouldn't have named it orange. Like that, I wouldn't have done that. All right. I don't know what this little black spot is. We won't worry about it though. Or will we? Let's see if we can get that out of there. I don't know what that is. I don't think that belongs here though. I don't want to eat it. Okay. So I've been playing around with this a lot. You can see we're down to about the last third or so of it. Just because I knew I had a backup bottle if I wound up through the first bottle before deciding what to do. But like I said, when it was first more or less a straightforward Reaper puree, I was like, oh boy, this is not going to be a super interesting sauce. I don't I don't know. And I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do with the second bottle? Because I'm not a collector. I don't keep bottles around generally, and if I do, they're empty. But I do like this sauce enough to maybe finish it. This, I'm not going to say it's the final Hellfire sauce review I'm ever going to do, but I don't have, for the first time in a really long time, there's not other Hellfire sauces that I'm looking to go after and get, because I've covered almost everything I was interested in. So it could be a while before I see another Hellfire sauce here. But this one to me is I think berries, cherries generally go really well with red meat, and I think this sauce does as well. But it's also good on, the usual stuff, the chicken and so on. It's not bad on pizza. I will say that as well. I think the fruit is not forward enough to really kind of clash with some of that stuff. So I think it's the more I get into it, the more I think it's definitely more of an interesting sauce than when I first tasted it, that's for sure. But this very nice this is more just a straight red sauce than almost anything. I think it lightens up just a little bit at the edges, but not particularly. It definitely, with the Reapers and cherries, those are going to be very dark, rich red colors, and that's kind of what we have here. So, but let's get into it. So, definitely I would say it's probably more for chili heads. There's a certain amount of heat here that kind of comes with the territory, to be sure. It's got a sort of vague fruitiness behind that, but it is definitely very Reaper forward. And you get a really good sense of the pepper. And then that classic super hot bitterness starts to come to the fore, but it's you wouldn't probably normally eat this sauce straight by itself, so it is kind of interesting like that though. Usually I have it on stuff. So this time we have, you guys see that? The Arby's, delicious Arby's. The classic roast beef. This is a sauce that I find requires a lot of agitation as well.
Yeah, let's do this. We'll toss the bun. And
we'll throw the roast beef on there. We'll throw a little bit more sauce on there. I do like this sauce on burgers. This is actually, like I said, when I first got it, I was like, what even is this sauce? And my initial impression was not favorable at all for this. And it is really grown on me over time. Like I said, I've got this second bottle here, which I'm probably just going to eat. I don't know that, is there collector's thing, but I got both because I thought there might be some differences, but there wasn't. It's just a working name versus the official release, I guess, or whatever. They went to a lot of trouble, though, to make an entire label just to change the name, so there might be more to it than that. Quite good. And I don't know who first sort of tumbled onto the idea of berries going with red meat. It was probably the Native Americans who I had understood will put berries in with the buffalo meat and stuff when they were making the pemmican. It'd be kind of cool, I think, if one of the burger companies did a burger with like a blueberry hot sauce or something like that. Probably not this. This, I think, is going to cause too much havoc among the clientele. I mean, I certainly had hotter Reaper sauces, to be sure. But Reapers will, they'll do a good job of building. Yeah, really interesting sauce. It would be interesting in a cream dish, I think, as well, where you have sort of the subtlety of the fruit, which is there. It almost is more of a sweetness element than it is as a flavor. Certainly, there is some, like I said, vague citrusy, maybe slightly tropical sweetness to it. But it definitely is much more on the side of Reaper first, and then more distantly the cherry, and then the other stuff as well. So I think this one is fairly accessible. I think it could serve as a pretty decent introduction into Reapers as well. It definitely has got a punch, no question about that. But it's not set you on fire and induce immediate cramping and make you wish you hadn't eaten it. It's not anywhere near that. And you can use a fair amount of it too to really get a good sort of feel for the flavor of the Mighty Mighty Reaper. So yeah, this is I like this a lot better for sure than when I first jumped into it. And if this does wind up being, I guess, one of the last Hellfires I'm going to do, it's definitely going out with a bang. So, very delicious sauce. I don't know, whatever weirdness with the naming, but if you like, it's not all that sweet, but I would say if you like the fruit-based sweet hots, and if you like Reapers, this is actually a good one to look at if you're a chili head. If you're not a chili head, you might want to build up to this one. But I think it's pretty neat sauce overall. I definitely have been enjoying the majority of this bottle after the beginning, like I said. So we'll just leave it there. So there it is, the Hellfire, formerly Tangerine Hell, now Angry Orange hot sauce. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.